Hello guys, and welcome back to Diablo 3. We're currently back in town, so I thought we might as well talk to the Templar.
In my time, I have often argued with the spirits. I did not always believe that they knew the true path for me.
I do not understand.
No, you do not. When the spirits and I look at you, we agree. We say, this is a good man. There is no darkness in him. There never was. Confront what you call your sins, and I say you will find nothing there. Test your faith and prove me wrong.
I cannot lie. That has occurred to me. But if it were true, it would ruin everything I fight for. Everything.
And I'll hire him quickly.
It is good to fight with you again.
To get the sticky fingers conversation with the scoundrel.
How did you become a thief?
Well, that's a long and terrible story that you wouldn't want to hear.
You found something you liked and couldn't afford.
Basically.
Perhaps you should be more reasonable.
Oh, there was nothing reasonable about her.
And just keep in mind, that conversation was called Sticky Fingers. And now I'll hire him again.
They will run when they see us.
And we'll go back to the Highlands Passage. And enter Halls of Agony level 2. No, wait, this is the wrong way. We actually need to do the area again. It's not a long one though, so it's not too bad. There we go. And we didn't get the quest with the merchant this time. So it's quite obviously a random one as well.
We did it!
Not quite. But now I did it, and I'm back to 3 hounds. And we're almost done with the area already, so really not a big thing. I thought if I entered the next dungeon and then left, it would set me there, but it didn't. So, the Cursed Hold. Where we meet Queen Asilla.
I am Asilla, once queen to our beloved Leoric. My servants and I were consumed by his madness. Now I give you my blessing, champion, to release my people from their eternal torment.
This is another cool little thing. She was, as we heard, the wife of, or the queen. I guess that might not have been the wife, though probably. But yeah, she was the queen of King Leoric, who later became the Skeleton King. Oh, more of these nasties. And her people have been, well, imprisoned here, kind of. Anyway, prisoners remains. If we activate these, the spirit of the dead person can get out. And we have to do that, as you can see, 6 times to free all of her people. And Scoundrel, what can you do? Multi-shots or powered shots? This supposedly requires a bow. Does a crossbow count? I'm assuming it does, because I think I've seen him do the poison shot. Actually, I'll take multi-shot, just for
I do
fun.
that extremely well.
Just to see how it goes, I guess. Oh, we have more summoning things. Just die already. Once again, they summon I'm assuming skeletons.
That opponent there must have wonderful treasure.
Pretty much indefinitely. Okay, nightmarish. We've seen these before as well. Nothing too troubling. Especially with the crowd control, we can keep them at bay quite well. Okay, so the multi-shot's a little bit spread out. Not so certain I like that, but fair enough. I guess it means it's not as pinpoint as it could have been. And wow, there's a lot of stuff going on here. I guess it would have been nice if it fired 3 shots pretty much on the same trajectory. Not that that would make sense, but... Okay, I'll get the Enlightened Shrine here, and this prisoner's remains, really.
Long last, freedom.
And last but not least, this corner. There we go. Not much point in exploring it, but I might as well, I guess. There is an achievement here, which you get if you free enough prisoners in a small enough amount of time. I think you have to free all 6 in under 2 minutes. I've not gotten that achievement yet. I'm assuming it's... There we go. It is at least helpful if you have some sort of speed boost on your equipment or on your passive skills.
Thank the gods.
But obviously what you want to do is clear the entire area, look at the locations of the prisoners, find the fastest route to activate all 6, and then just start and don't stop until you're done. I guess you could also hope for one of the fleeting, I think they're called the fleeting shrines, which increase speed. Is that everyone? Wow, these guys really want to die. So, usually it's about 50-50 enemy prisoners remains on both sides of the dungeon, as you'll see. It's pretty much a very similar section on the other side of this big abyss thing in the middle. But it's not guaranteed to be exactly 50, like 3-3. I've seen 2 on one side, 4 on the other. I've once seen 5 and 1. I've never seen all of them on the same side, so that might be impossible, or it might just be really unlikely. But since we're not going for any sort of...
There is someone amongst us. Deal with him harshly.
Okay, some demonic voice tells the guards to deal with us, which they promptly try and fail, obviously, since we are very good at killing undead, again, and we are probably the chosen ones brought well, born to bring balance to the Force and
Spirits grant me
set
blessing.
free the people of the Matrix, all that stuff. I'll do the level up once I've dealt with these enemies here. Obviously, lack of AoE can be annoying in this kind of situation.
Must have wonderful treasure.
I will get to that in a minute as well. Okay, there we go. Now, skills. I have a new defensive skill. Spirit Walk. Leave your physical body and enter the spirit realm for 2 seconds. While in the spirit realm, your movement is unhindered. Your link to the spirit realm will end if your physical body sustains 50% of your maximum life in damage. So, fair enough. And a new passive skill. Gruesome Feast. Whenever you are healed by a health globe, you gain 10% of your maximum mana and 10% intelligence for 10 seconds. The intelligence bonus can stack up to 5 times. I guess I'll just pick that, because I've just gotten it. I'm not certain how useful it'll be. But oh well. And over here we have some nice powerful horrors. And the explosions, they killed each other, well, they deal damage to each other with the explosions, and they also kill, or rather deal damage to the little eels that come out of them with their explosions. So, if you've got a group of them, that can be handy. They usually only spawn alone, I believe, but if they're a champion or elite group, they can be larger groups.
Thank you, champion. My servants are now free, but the curse over this place remains.
And that was the last prisoner, so her servants, as we heard, are free. And now we have to kill the warden, who was the guy we heard earlier. But of course, as a bit of a corner, we still have left to explore right here. And the warden, obviously, is in the center. So we can just approach him from this side. Doesn't really matter.
Am I alone here? Must I do this myself? So be it. Face me, and repent your crimes.
So seeing as he's a warden, he obviously has the jailer ability.
Need more time.
But that won't help him. Incidentally, this is the guy where I got my first ever legendary item. Obviously not on normal difficulty, but no, actually that's not true. The first one I got somewhere else. My second one I got here. From that very boss. But now we are... He's not really a major boss, he's more of a, I don't know, side boss thing. And there's an interesting little bit of lore in this room, so we'll obviously cover that as well.
My lord, the prisoner is ready, as you requested.
Thank you, Lazarus. Your loyalty is invaluable in the midst of all these traitors. And you, my dear, my own wife and queen, conspiring against our kingdom.
My love, I swear, I have never betrayed you.
Lies. Until the very end.
Not a good way to go. A page from Lazarus's grimoire.
The time of my lord's true awakening is at hand. That fool, Leoric, was only able to resist him because he did not yet possess his full power. With the Queen dispatched as a traitor, I may now devote myself fully to preparing the boy for the presence of my master.
Okay, I just noticed something very interesting. I have removed the passive skill to summon the zombie dogs, didn't I? Let me just check. Yes, I did. But the zombie dogs are still there, so the ones you get from the passive ability, apparently they stick around. If I remove the active ability, the zombie hounds instantly disappear. So I guess if you're not yet level 60 and you can change your skills without penalty, you could take advantage of that, fill up on zombie dogs, and then switch to your preferred passive skill, because you only need the zombie dog passive to get, well, to get the team completed.
Blinding powder.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. That's the reason I'm a little worried about the triple shot thing. He might trigger stuff like treasure bandits, treasure goblins, treasure pygmies. They change name, but the functionality is always the same, so... but yeah, you might trigger them by accident, even though I don't really want to do that. These guys standing in a circle, obviously doing some sort of ritual as well. And very similarly, if you stop them... I think they summon these... what were they called? Hellions? These things? Not Hell Lion Hellion, I think. That's what I'd call them anyway. And might as well take this path actually. I believe when you... oh dear, Inferno Carrion. Looks unhealthy.
The Orc had more people in his dungeons than some rulers have in their entire kingdoms.
Yeah. So yeah, if you interrupt their ritual, there will still be some things summoned, basically. Whereas if you stop these guys, they will not turn into the demon things they would otherwise turn into. But if you interrupt the summoning, the portal still stays open for a while.
Look at that thing over there.
Oh,
let's
dear.
kill it.
Yeah, let's kill it. Why not? Might as well try out that shadow walk thing. Oh, that's cool. Seems like a good tool to use to get out of sticky situations. Oh no, I'm in trouble. Run away, run away, run away, run away. I guess it doesn't really work because it ends if I take too much damage, but I should be able to get somewhere, even though it ends a little early under those conditions. Oh, a shrunken head. That's a mojo. And these traps are the one reason I'm not such a big fan of melee characters in this game. Which is another word I pronounce really badly at times. It feels like a lot of the traps in this game, and this is the right way by the way, you can tell because the last section is always the same. Just feels like a lot of the traps can be avoided if you're a ranged fighter, but not if you're standing up close. Of course they have the advantage of having inherent damage reduction, so I think it's 20% less damage that any physical character, like any melee character takes, so barbarians and monks take substantially less damage just overall. Making them, I guess, tankier. Of course it all depends on the build and the equipment, well, largely the equipment really. But then again, that's just fine. I mean, I would have complained about this game being very heavily equipment driven, but assuming they changed the loot system in a meaningful way, that's kind of no longer a main concern. Because action role-playing games tend to be loot driven, of course. It's kind of part of the fun. And if you can actually find the gear yourself and equip your character to be really powerful, then that's not really a problem. The issues arise, or rather, at the moment they still do, so the issue is if you can't find good equipment by yourself because it doesn't drop often enough, and you feel underpowered, because when playing a game like this you should really feel powerful, like nothing can really stand in your way and you're bashing enemies to bits left and right and stuff like that. And I don't know, if that feeling is gone, then to me that takes away from the action role-playing experience. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Oh. Just a few teleporters, nothing too bad. Leoric's Journal Part 5. Nice.
I have finally rid myself of the dark influence seeking to subdue me. And now I see things as they truly are. This conspiracy among the insolent townsfolk to weaken me by stealing Albrecht away will not stand. Perhaps the heads of their women and children on pikes will bring them clarity.
So the influence is obviously not gone. Ouch. Children, if there's fire in your way, do not run through it. It's very unhealthy.
I am healed.
Okay. And I think that's all of it explored, right? Well, yeah. So let's make our way to the Chamber of Suffering now. But actually I will leave that as a bit of a cliffhanger, so all I'm telling you is we're about to face the final boss of Act 1, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye!